think I'm very proud of Chestertown. I'm proud of the businesses, the way they have adjusted, pivoted, whatever phrase you want to use for it. It's a roller coaster. We're all on a roller coaster. And, what you do today may not work next week. So within all of the shutdowns, restrictions, changing rules, I think everybody's done really well. I think that the restaurants have taken advantage of the outdoor seating as much as they could. We're now going to be in this transition of figuring out, as the weather gets colder, how many people are going to go into the restaurant and feel comfortable, how many people are still going to sit outside. So, my new mantra is the Norwegian saying that there is no bad weather, only bad clothing. So, that's kind of like, I will put on my down vest and maybe even my, my open gloves and eat out. I'm just comfortable sitting outdoors, and I will do that as long as I can. Others are comfortable going in, and that's fine for them. There's another round of funding coming out through the Department of Housing and Community Development. This one is called the, what is it? It's SERI. It's Stronger Economic Recovery Initiative. So that is going to have a large Main Street component. So we're going to be putting in, we're now talking to businesses, and I'll be talking to the board about what's a priority now. What do we want to go for? It's going to be competitive, but we'll see if we can get some grant money to bring in for another initiative. A&E District has gotten some money for emergency grants and some operating money. So we have more buckets to pull from, and it's just a question of putting that state money where it's going to be most useful to get everybody through what is going to be a challenging winter. No question about it. There were a couple of businesses that when it all hit, they just sort of gave up, Right. But we don't have any empty storefronts right now. And the only storefront that is empty is being renovated as a restaurant, hopefully to open in late spring, summer. So that's a pretty good position to be in, and a pretty remarkable one. Kudos to our businesses. They are hanging in there and doing what they can. Some of them are having record days. Yep. And that is, that's a wonderful bit of news too. I think everyone has noticed that not only is there this trend of people leaving the city and coming to small towns either to try it out for 3 months. Those Airbnb weekend rentals are now 3 months or 6 months, and I met recently a gentleman. He and his wife and elementary school daughter just bought a house on Water Street, left D.C., thought we can work from anywhere. So towns like ours are seeing that influx, which is going to be a lovely infusion of new ideas and new energy when we come out of this. New blood is always good. And then the whole phenomenon of people just wanting to have a day trip or a weekend getaway and feeling like small towns like ours are safer environments for that. So our shops are seeing a lot of out-of-towners, and that I hope will hold through the holiday shopping period. That's something we've got to work on, is promoting that. And then the locals are starting to get more comfortable to come out too. I think the local traffic dropped off more than the visitor traffic in the early days, maybe because we have a lot of older population and people just weren't ready to get out there. But overall, I'm very pleased with where we are and proud of the businesses and the community for how we've weathered it so far. And it's just a question of getting everybody through the next 4 to 6 months. My plea to people is, give the local shops your first, look, because they've got great merchandise and they're ready to serve, and you don't have to ship your, you bring your returns, your exchanges back. There's a lot to be said for the convenience of local shopping, and I think we saw that with the gift certificate program that we did during the first days of the shutdown. I'm hoping there will not be a shutdown again, but even in the winter months when things slow down, we just need people to be mindful of supporting these local shops whenever they can, and the local restaurants. There is, we will, I think soon, certainly before the end of the year, be able to announce a wonderful gift of public art that is going to really be a boost for the public art plan and the whole downtown area. That's very exciting. We do have a few things that are hidden right now that they won't be for long. We did get our mobile stage in. That was a big initiative, and couple of major grants made that possible. So we have this fabulous 20-foot wide, 16-foot deep mobile stage that opens up with a hydraulic roof, and I mean it's going to be really great for when we have Tea Party and downrigging and big events again. It's in the town yard, and the street crew guys, 4 of them, have been trained in its deployment, and it is going to make its debut as the stage for Santa Claus. So I thought, well, that's nice. It's a gift to the town, and so that'll be lovely. So that'll be an exciting thing for us to work with that for the first time. The Wayfinding project, which has been a long time in coming, that's a major grant to provide visitor signage, visitor wayfinding. So we're really getting close to that. We have a schematic. The planning firm we're working with has given us a schematic of where these signposts might go, the text, the destinations are going to be on each sign, and so I've got a committee working to vet that list, correct things, and I'm very hopeful that by the end of the year we'll be able to go to manufacturing on that. So in the spring we'll have visitor signs. Well, the other thing in terms of goodness that's coming, I would say that the Kent Cultural Alliance building I love that those porch columns have now gone on that building, and it's starting to look like the gracious gateway to the Arts District that it will be. The property on Park Row was just purchased. The one that has been languishing was just purchased, and I think the new owner will be able to speed up that process to get that facade finished, which will really help that whole area. I have really good partners in what I'm doing. We're in a place where the County Economic Development Office, Jamie Williams, is working really hard and bringing a lot of good resources and keeping the community aware of those resources. Andy Goddard is strengthening the DCA. It's in a very good phase. So there's a lot of partnership, not only with Main Street and the Arts District, but also Downtown Chestertown Association, Economic Development Office. There's a lot of good synergy there. I've got a lot of great partners that are moving things forward. There's a lot of good happening right now, and I think a lot of us are just trying to see how we can use this period to be in better shape when we come out of the end of it in some ways than we were going into it. What is kind of like self-care? What can we work on for the town so that when this pandemic is over, we're going to be in a good place?